Hi and welcome to a new video of the Stronghold System. My name is Lisa.
Hi, this is Jay and the Stronghold System is my mom. Please like this video and subscribe to my mom's channel. Thank you.
Hi guys, so today I want to talk about DID and fantasy. So for the longest time I thought that when two children go through the same trauma when they grow up and one develops DID and the other doesn't, I thought that was based in fantasy. I thought because we were better at fantasizing as a way of escape, we had developed DID. Turns out that's not true. So the other day, I was watching a really interesting talk by a guy named Ellert Nijenhuis. He is a Dutch professor and he gave this really interesting 3-hour-long talk about early childhood trauma and DID. It was really interesting, but unfortunately it was completely in Dutch, which for me is not a problem, but for most people who watch this channel it is, and there was no translation. So I will try to translate it myself one day when I have like energy or like nothing better to do with my life. But for now it's 3 hours long, so I just wasn't really in the mood to translate it yet. But there is so much good information there that one day I will try to translate this for everyone. But yeah, so until that time we're just gonna do it like this. So I'm gonna share all the cool things that I heard in the talk in English and post some screenshots in there, and then hopefully it will make a little bit of sense. And I will put the link to the Dutch video in the description below, but it's in Dutch. I will also try to find the study that I'm referring to that Ellert Nijenhuis refers to in his talk, which probably is in English, so you can check it out there. There, yes, in the description box. Okay, so this study was about fantasy, like when DID just became DID. So in 1949, that is, when it went from a personality disorder to a dissociative disorder, there were some doctors saying that it was fantasy, that it was mind-based and not brain-based, and yeah, that basically it shouldn't be in the DSM. We all know that story. Great. So they did a fantastic study where they took people with DID, they took actors who basically played themselves, and they took actors who played someone with DID. And this is based on the theory of structural dissociation. So they had both apparently normal parts and emotional parts do this testing. So this testing was to see if we with DID are more capable to fantasize better than other people or more than other people. And they have a special test for this with many questions that they gave to all these people. So I will insert the picture here, but it's a bit difficult to read, so maybe I can do it with editing, else I'm just gonna name them all so you know what it says. So the first one, all the way on the left, the first one says schizophrenia, then it says healthy people, then it says people with dissociative identity disorder, actors, then comes paranormal meeting visitors, then comes bipolar disorder, and then comes actors of historical scenes. So the actors of historical scenes, they have the most fantasy of everyone, and schizophrenia has like very little fantasy. We with DID are only one step above healthy people, and as you can see in the picture, that step is tiny, okay? Tiny step. So it's not fantasy based. It's really a brain disorder. Sure, our mind messes with us, and our mind might come up with, weird coping skills on its own, but it's not the fantasy that made the DID. It's not like we are more able or capable to fantasize better than other people. Not by much. Healthy people, not by much. So I thought that was really interesting. When you say you have bipolar disorder or you get that diagnosis, there is no one, basically, there is no one saying you're making it up, you're faking it, you're acting. They might say you're acting out, but they're not saying you're acting. When you say you have DID, that is often, sadly enough, a common response. So by referring to this study, you can say that that is just based on utterly falsehood, because the studies show that people with DID only have a little bit more fantasy capability than healthy adult people. And we have way less fantasy than someone with bipolar disorder, a disorder in which, is easily, well, I won't say it's easily diagnosed, because getting a diagnosis is a whole different story, so I won't go in there, because as you might know, only 1 in 5 people get correctly diagnosed with PTSD. So let alone if you have DID, how hard it is to get a correct diagnosis. It takes 6 to 8 years before you're getting a correct diagnosis, especially if you're not self-aware. It's really, really difficult. But once you get diagnosed with bipolar disorder, the chance that someone says you're faking it or you're acting is very small. Well, unfortunately, many of us with DID have heard that a lot. Whether it's in our face or people commenting on our YouTube videos or people saying it on Facebook or whatever, we get confronted with it. People don't believe that our disorder exists, or they think we're all acting. But this study shows that we're not. So I think that's wonderful news. I think it's absolutely great. And I hope more people can refer to this study now if you have to deal with this, because it really, really sucks and it can make you feel very invalidated. There's also something that we do as DID people. It's very common to go in denial. You can have a conversation with 3 alters in the morning, and by the afternoon you're thinking, I'm making all of this up, I'm going crazy, it's not true, I'm doing this to myself. But when you look at this study, to me at least, it proves that I'm not in control. It's a brain response. So I will make another video about another study that was talked about in this talk by Ellert Nijenhuis, which was about neuroimaging and DID, and it's very interesting. So I hope you tune in next time to watch that video. Yeah, so this was all I had to share for today. I hope you enjoyed it, that this video makes sense to you. It's not very in-depth, it's just an overview of what the study said, but I thought it was worth it to record it and to share this information and knowledge with you. So thank you so much for watching and tuning in, and see you for the next video. Bye guys!
Hi, this is Jay and the strong note system is my mom. Please like this video and subscribe to my mom's channel. Thank you.